同学们好 welcome. So, yep, it's the 11th, and we're going to do fist under elbow today, which is in a way the second sort of new movement in the second section. It's actually got two parts to it. The first part is a lot like single whip, as you know, and then the second part is actually quite a nice involved movement. So we'll work through all of that in quite some detail. And if you need me to change my position and come at things from a different angle, please just let me know. So let us start with a little bit of standing practice. Until now, we've been doing parallel stance and bow stance. For a while, for the next few weeks, the second part of our standing practice, we'll do empty stance because we're going to be doing a lot of empty stances in the next few weeks. So to just train that part of our body. So let us begin. Feet shoulder width apart or a little bit wider, feet parallel. Bend the knees. Sink down, feel the weight even on the balls and the heels of your feet. Round the arms in front of your chest. Extend the palms away from the chest. And extend it out. So let's do our posture checks. So one of the reasons to practice standing is to train our posture. So first is feel your head extending up. And then with your head extending up, feel it attached to the sky or the ceiling, and everything else sinks down. Second, feel your shoulders sinking. Feel your elbows dropping. So that establishes the up to your head and the down to your shoulders. Now absorb the chest and round the back. So feel your elbows extending away from your spine. Feel the fingertips extending away from the elbows. So extending your back left to right.
Real quick, lock it up and then grab dinner.
And the fourth thing is relax the waist. So drop your hips straight down. Feel your spine lengthening. So this is lengthening your spine up and down. Now that you're in a good posture, check your feet again. Is your weight even front and back? Your toes are gently resting on the floor, so your toes aren't lifting up. Crotch is rounded, so even on the inside and outside. And the second reason to do standing practice is to train our breathing. So breathe in and out smoothly and evenly. If you can, breathe in and out through the nose. As you breathe out, feel your abdomen contracting. And as you breathe in, feel it expanding. Check your posture again, head up, shoulders down. Absorb the chest, waist relaxed. And observe your breathing again. Breathing in, abdomen expands. Breathing out, it contracts. 30 more seconds here. You may start stiffening up. Just feel everything softening. Feel the joints and the tendons opening and extending. Your head is extending up. Your upper body is light. Lower body is sinking. And you're extending left to right across your back and up and down. Good. So now shift your weight to one side and step out into an empty stance, heel touch. So the back foot is to the corner, front foot is to straight. I want you to turn your chest in the direction of your back foot, but keep your head to the straight direction. So you'll see you'll have some slack in your waist. So good. That's good. So keeping this position, head up and sink the shoulders. absorb the chest, so feel your elbows extending away, that big circle in your arms. And relax your waist, so your hip is over your back foot. Your whole of the back foot is on the ground. Check that you have the weight even on the heel and the ball. The front foot is just the heel, but it's the whole heel. So let's change. Pick up the front foot, put it down at 45 degrees, change, empty stance on the other side, open the chest a bit to the corner, but your nose and your front foot is in line. Check your weight. So check that your center line two sides, so that the front foot is just on the other side of a line from your back heel. Head up, shoulders sinking, absorb the chest, relax the waist. Check your weight, so you're tilting forward. You're tilting forward at the hip crease to give you that 30% on the front. Don't shift your weight forward with your hips. Just tilt forward at the hip crease. So let's change back to the other side. Let's just do a minute on each side. Nose forward, chest to the corner or thereabouts. Head lifting, shoulders sinking. Feel at the same time that your head lifts, shoulders and elbows are sinking. Absorb your chest and relax your waist at the same time. As your elbows are extending away, your hips are dropping down. And breathe. See how relaxed your abdomen can be. As you adjust your posture, if you need, tilt your hips slightly to give you more space for your abdomen. If need be, tilt forward a little bit at the hip crease so that you get 30% on the front foot. And change. Pick up the front foot, put it down, shift to the other side. Empty stance on the other side. Nose in the direction of the front foot, chest to the corner, head up. If your arms start getting tired, you can always drop them down. And if this is uncomfortable, you can always just stop. You don't have to continue if anything is hurting. But here, this is hard work. You may, if you stand here for 2 or 3 minutes, you might find your thigh is starting to burn a bit because you're working those thighs. And we'll need that actually particularly for step back repulse monkey, which we'll be doing next week, because you need to balance your whole weight on that one leg. And shift forward your weight. Bring the arms up. I'm just going to move my feet back, and let's just loosen up a little bit. So put hands on hips 4 times, very small circles with your hips. Let's go 4 times in one direction. Just gradually warm things up. 4 times in the other direction. So we're gradually making the joints move here. Now bend your knees so that your hips and your knees aren't going to move, but just turn your chest and use your chest to throw your arms from one side to the other. As your chest goes, the arms will follow, and just feel your upper body just loosening. Just loosen and throw them around.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, let's just get to the end of this, that I can pay full attention, Rogelio, and we come back to the exercise if necessary. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. So let's just do the shoulders. So bend the knees. So now we're doing a bit more on the ankles and opening shoulders. And you can keep bending your knees as we go in the other direction, or you can just stand in this position and turn your shoulder joint in the other direction. Be careful and don't overextend. And stop. Rogelio, your question.
you're at the empty heel stance, even if you have 30% in front, is there an optimum inclination of the foot? Like,
not that not that, I'm sorry, you go on.
in terms of stability or whether it's the back part of the heel or the whole ball of the heel.
Okay, thank you. That was a useful clarification. So yes, when we say the heel, it's the whole heel. So it's not the edge of the heel, it's this whole surface. So this whole circle of the whole heel is flat on the floor. Yeah. And you got it, because if we're just touching with the heel, we really don't have a lot of pressure. And the other thing that we can do when we have the whole heel is actually the pressure is down. And when we do a ball touch, the pressure the pressure is down, because it's not 100% down, because if you remember, we were talking about when we do rooting, we want to feel this relationship that we call push and support between the front leg and the back leg. So the back leg is pushing into the front foot, the front leg is pushing into the back foot. And you can see that as I move my weight forward, my foot tilts a little bit. And it's like when I get 30%, the ball of my foot is almost touching, but it's not touching, because this I'll be too far forward. Here, my weight is over my back foot. Great. Excellent question. Thank you for that. Okay. Now, I'd like to also keep doing this exercise. Just if you do it only once a week with me, that's going to help. And I'll use my chair. You don't have to use a chair, but just so that anybody who uses a chair doesn't feel bad about it, we're going to practice the hip openers. So you can just stand on one foot or use a chair if you need that for balance.
I will get my chair.
Very good, Maria. The other nice reason to have a chair, yep, you can already start doing it, Ronald. I can see you know it. We'll be doing, and actually probably in about 3 or 4 weeks, we'll actually start doing standing practice in one leg stance. So we're going to work our way from bow stance to empty stance to one leg stance in our standing practice as well. So why don't we start, and Maria can join us. Ah, there she is. Good. So stand one leg, and what we're going to do is we're going to open the knee, and we're just going to do 5 repetitions. So we'll just do 1, and make sure you're opening your groins and not twisting the standing knee. 3, 4, 5, and let's do the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and first side again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. While we're there, since we have the chair, let's just do a few waist exercises. So you can either sit in the chair, which I will do here, or you can just stand like this, bend the knees. The reason why a chair is useful is it means I can turn my chest and not turn my hips, because that really focuses the exercise in my lower back. So let's do that. So we're sitting in the chair. Just round your arms in front of your chest, and let's just go from side to side. So just go to your left, to your right, to the left, to the right. That's 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. We call this a horizontal waist movement. We've also got vertical waist movement. Vertical is the spine can go in any of these directions. So let's just go this way towards the camera and away and sideways. So just to show you what I mean, you're going to sit here and feel as if somebody's pulling on your fingertips. To just move your shoulders, keep your shoulders level, your hips are level, but your lower spine is moving. 3, 3, 4, 4. What's nice about this is your sit bones on the chair will tell you if the pressure doesn't stay even. Okay, so I'm going to just change my angle. You don't have to change your angle. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go forwards and back like this. So imagine your arms are resting on something here. So we'll go forward, back, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. Okay, let's stop there. If your waist isn't used to doing this, it's better to start with just a few exercises. But I just wanted to, the reason why we practice this is, for example, if you think about just the beginning of the form with grassbird's tail, when we do rollback, here is this left to right movement. You can see my hips really aren't moving, but my chest is moving. So we use the left to right movement in rollback. We use the forward back movement in from press to push. So here, and I'm going to push forward. So there's actually a forward back movement. So we use the waist movement everywhere in the form, and we'll see, I'll point them out today when we do our movements. So let us practice the first section through to Embrace Tiger, Return to the Mountain, which is what we did last week. So let us begin. I will just call the movements. So we start in prepare. First section, opening. Grassbird's tail. Ward off left. Ward off right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip transition. Single whip. Raise hands, step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee. Right brush knee. Left brush knee. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee. Step forward, parry, block and punch. Apparent closing up. Cross hands. Embrace tiger. Return to the mountain. Roll back. Press. Push. And we'll stop there. So we'll practice the last few movements that we did a few times, and I'll see how it's going. But before we do that, any questions about anything in the form so far? Any movements you'd like to look at or things that are puzzling you? Okay, let us begin with parry, block, and punch. So if you started going in that direction, you'd be in a left bow stance, you've done parry, block, and punch, and we'll do these movements, and I'll call some cues. And so this will be a little bit slow just so that I can get all my language in out here. So apparent closing up, yield forward, left arm comes to the left, left under the right upper arm, sitting back, pull the right arm over the left forearm, turn the chest, rotate both arms in front of the ribs, pushing out. This is a vertical waist movement forward. Cross hands, pushing with the left leg, turn the left foot to the front, right arm circles to the right. Now, as it comes down and rotates, shift your weight to the left leg, both arms circle down, touch with the right foot, the right arm below the left, lift up, right arm in front. Embrace tiger, shift your weight slightly to the right, pivot on the left heel, left foot almost to straight. Drop the right elbow, right palm goes forward. Now left arm circles down, right arm circles up. Close and step, brush and push. Check that you're pushing in the direction of your front foot, your right foot. Roll back, rotating both arms. Right arm in front of the right shoulder, sitting back your weight, connect out with the right, left fingertips to right forearm center, and then turn the body to the left. Press, turning the body, rotate the right arm, left palm to right forearm, shifting your weight forward, pressing out. Push, flatten the palms, square the chest to the direction of the front foot, sitting back your weight, drop the palms, make a circle at the bottom, pushing back up again, palms vertical. Okay, let's do that again. From parry, block, and punch. Left bow stance, parry, block, and punch. Yep, there we go. Apparent closing up, yielding forward, left arm comes to the right, right foot goes forward, open the right fist, shuttle the left under the right, sitting back your weight as you pull the right arm over the left forearm. Rotate the body, sit the palms in front of the ribs, pushing up and out, palms shoulder width apart. Cross hands, sitting back, body turning, palms are turning towards each other, make a big circle to the right. Shift your weight to the left as the arms turn over, arms drop. Right foot to the front, parallel to the left, lifting up. You're in cross hands. Just take a moment to check your posture that we did in standing practice. Head up, shoulders sinking, elbows dropping, absorb the chest, waist relaxed, weight even on balls and heels of the feet. Okay. Embrace tiger. Shift weight slightly to the right. Pivot on the left heel, left foot almost to straight. Drop the right elbow, right arm goes up, left arm circles down. Press, brush to the front and push out. You're in a bow stance, so your torso is in line with your back leg. Roll back, shifting weight slightly, rotate both arms, left palm rotates up. Now pushing out with the right, pulling back with the left, and circle to the left. Press, close the left palm to right forearm center, pushing with the back leg, and then the waist and the arms. Push, sit back, drop the arms in front of the chest, keep them shoulder width, keep them palm up as they come up. And stop. Good. Any questions about that? So what I'd like to do is just watch you do the last two movements. just a few things I want to work on in terms of stance. Rogelio, your stance is beautiful. It's actually lower and wider than it needs to be for young family. So you know, I'm not going to complain, but generally we tend to just keep the movement in this sort of range. And actually when you start with your cross hands, your feet are actually for us wider than shoulder width, just so that you know. So for us, shoulder width is the outside of the shoulders match the outside of the feet. And it looked to me, it could have been a trick of the camera that you were actually starting here, which is very stable. You had a question?
No.
Okay.
I'm listening. Yeah. So it's okay if that's comfortable, or you would recommend to.
So it's up to you, and Maria. I'll come to you in a second if that's okay. So what I'll show you, what I'll talk about is the way I understand young families, the standard. Everybody has different ways of doing things. What I will say to you is that there is a trade-off between stability and agility. So the lower your stance is, the more stable you are, but the less agile you are. And so there's a compromise. And in fact, different styles find the compromise in different places. So Wu Hao actually is very high. Young style is a bit lower. And so, you know, when Young Family does it, you know, there's a way we find the compromise. Maria, you had a question or a comment.
Do we adjust then? In other words, you have to decide for yourself whether you need the balance more than the agility, which
Yes,
depending on each move.
that's right. And in fact, you know, in a way, what Rogelio is doing, he's in fact, you know, following the way Master Young says one should train, which he says, start your practice. You know, when we first start, our legs are not very strong, so our stance tends to be quite high. Then as your legs get stronger, drop your stance. That means your stance will get longer because you can go lower here and strengthen your legs in a low stance and then come back up to a medium stance when you've done that. So he prefers the middle height. But going low is a way to train your strength. So just, you know, whatever works for you where you are right now and what you're trying to practice in your training. Okay, then the other thing that I wanted to just check, and again, for the most part, I can really just see the arms. There's a coordination with actually the embraced tiger that I want us to practice because for some of us, we're short-circuiting it. So I'm going to just start here. I'm not going to mirror you. So this is my right arm. And so what we're going to do is the right arm is going to open. Then the left arm is going to go down and the right arm is going to go up to here. And I want to just practice that part of the movement. So from here, right arm in front, we're going to drop the right elbow and extend the right palm forward. Now you can drop the left arm and the right arm can go up at the same time. Yeah. And so coordinate that. So open, circle. Yes. Now, the fine-tuning thing that I want to just point out, since you're all experienced students, is when we close, and this is the case for brush knee and all those kinds of things, this palm is what we call sitting. So there's a slight flex, and it's pointing away. This palm is more horizontal. There's always a slight flex here, but it's more or less horizontal, and the fingertips are pointing to the right forearm center here. So we're in this, yes, like that, Ronald, that's beautiful. Yeah. And put us on your right wrist, just sit your right wrist ever so slightly. Yes. And your left, sit it even more. Yeah. Good. Let's just practice that a couple more times. So I'm going to turn slightly so you could see these angles. So open and then up and down to here. And then just stop here. So again, so drop the right elbow, extend the right palm. Now circle up and down to here. When you finish here, remember what we were doing in standing practice, absorb the chest round the back. So you want to make sure that you're not like this, but like this. We'll do it again. So open and close. Again, open, one down, one up, and close. Yep, again. Oh, yes, actually, so Ronald, for you, don't cross at the wrists, cross sort of the middle of the forearms. Yes, yep, that's nice. Yeah. Okay, so open and then circle. Oh, let's try that again. So crossed, so open. Now left arm circles down, right arm circles up. Okay, so Ronald, let's break this down. So let's just do the right arm. Let's just do the right arm. So we're going to, the right arm is going to come like this, and then it's just going to do this. Yeah. So it's going to start here, open, and press down. Yes. Again. So open and press down. The left arm is just going to do this swing. So imagine your left arm is here. Just let it hang and swing. Just let it hang and swing. The left arm. Yeah. But with the left arm, I want you to stop when it's at the side here. Stop. So Ronald, when you swing it out, stop it like that. When it's straight to the side. Yes. Perfect. Again. So just swing to here and sit it at the edge. That's nice, Maria. Now, as you know, when you do from doing brush knee, so if we just review brush knee, we're going to go circle to the side. So this is what we've done. Then we're going to do a brush and a push. And in Embrace Tiger, that's standard. So the next thing I wanted to just review, we'll just take 5 minutes, is with the rollback. We talked about it a little bit last week. Let's talk about it again. So when you finish this movement, you are effectively in a right brush knee posture. So right leg forward, left arm is striking out, right arm is by the right thigh. So what you're going to do is you're going to shift back weight. You're going to rotate the left arm and the right arm is going to sit in front of your chest. Then you're going to keep shifting back to here. Yes, that's nice. Let's do that again. So start shifting back your weight, rotate the left arm right, goes to the front of the chest, and then push out. Yes. Do it again. I'll just keep changing angle because there's a couple of things I want to show. So start shifting back, lift. So you can see how high my right hand is. Now I'm going to do this roll. And you can see that my left fingertips are pointing to my right forearm center here. And then I'm going to finish by doing this turn. And this is just the waist turn. You can see my hips aren't moving. My chest is moving, but my hips aren't moving. So let's do that one more time. So from here, start shifting back the weight, rotate the left, lift up the right, pushing, connecting out with the right, left comes back, and then turn. One more time. Rogelio, in terms of the right palm, so what I want, the way we think about this, the down arm, if you're in a bow stance, just relax your right arm, bend a little bit at the elbow, flex a bit at the wrist. So this is where your palm is relative to your leg. It's not back here. It looked as if it was a bit behind you. Could have been a camera thing, but it's here. Okay, let's do that again. So we've done this. Yeah, right. So shifting back weight, lift the right arm and then pushing out, then turn. Yep. And what I want you to notice is that my left hand palm is sort of up. When I finished this move, so I'm going to start, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to come to here. You can see my left hand palm is like 3/4 up. Yes, like that, Ronald. That's very nice. Yeah, it's not like this. It's like this. Okay, so let's do those. Before we practice those a few times, just put it all together. Are there any questions? Good. And Ronald
I
is.
guess I feel like half the time your image of what you're doing.
I'm sorry, say again?
Half the time I feel like I'm doing the mirror image of what you're doing, that I'm doing it completely backwards.
It's hard. So if it is, I could do the movement so that we are mirrored, but some people find that even more confusing. So would it help you if I actually gave you a mirror image?
Probably not.
Okay, okay. So at any point, if you want a mirror image, I can, I have a little label which I will put on the floor that says mirror, and I will do things mirrored if it helps. Most things. I'm not a yoga teacher. Yoga teachers are very good at doing things mirrored. Okay, let's just practice that once just to lock it all in. So I'll go in the same direction as you. We've done cross hands. So let's just put everything together that we've been talking about. Embrace tiger, shift weight to the right, turn the body now. Open the right arm, the left arm circles down, right arm presses down as you step out into a bow stance. Brush forward with the right arm and then press forward. Sorry, and then press forward with the left. Roll back, shifting your right back, rotate the left arm, lift the right in front of your chest, connecting out, left palm is facing you, and then turn the chest to finish your roll back. Press, close the chest, press out in the direction of the front foot, whatever that direction is, push, sitting back, dropping the palms, pushing in the direction of the front foot, and stop. Okay, so now let's do fist under elbow. So I think we all know fist under elbow. Let's just demonstrate it. So we started, if we started going towards the front there, we did this press and push towards the back right corner, which is a little bit past 3 o'clock. So we did a press and a push. We're going to do fist under elbow. It comes in 2 parts. You can follow along or just watch the first time I do it. So shift back your weight, pull to the left, your pivot the right foot on the heel. The right foot goes to the front of the room. Palms come back in front of your chest and you push out to the side. So this is almost like single whip, but not quite. Now, fist under elbow, step out with the left foot towards the corner. Step with the right foot, pull down with the left, and lifting up, punching down. So those are the 2 parts, and we'll break it down. We'll do the first one, which is like the first part of single whip, and then we'll do the second one, which is completely new. Although with all of these things, there are always repeats. So let's just do the footwork. So we've done this. We're in a bow stance, almost between corner and straight, between straight and corner. We're going to shift our weight back, turn the right foot so that the right foot is towards the front of the room. Shift the weight back and release the hips, and you're just going to be relaxed here. So let me face you and show you what that looks like. Let's do that again. So we started in this right bow stance to the corner. We're going to shift our weight to the straight direction and then just relax our hips. That's where we do this pushing out. If you remember single whip, all right, so we did single whip, pull across, palms come back here to this position. This was single whip that we did in the first section. Here, the only difference is we don't go as far, so we end up going to the straight direction. The right hand is pushing out to the side, to the 3 o'clock direction, and the right arm is rounded, pointing to the forearm here. So let's just do that. So I'm going to start in this direction. So I've done a push. Sit back, flatten your palms, pull, come all the way to the left, the right foot turns to the straight direction. Palms come back in front of your chest. Now you're going to just push out here. You're just going to push out, and your left arm is rounded. So Marie, if you can get your left arm a bit away from your body, down a bit, left fingertips to right forearm center. And let's do that again. So we've got a bow stance almost to the corner. Sit back, wait, like the beginning of single whip. Pull all the way to the left, but the right foot just comes to the front and push out. Now, what I want to just point out a few things. The first is, when we come around, we say that this foot should come to the front direction. Because this is a transition step, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, because you're just going to change that footwork anyway. That's not going to be your final position. So don't sweat it if you can't get it all the way across. The second thing that I want to point out is, when we finish, to get ready for the step, just make sure that you're not like this. You can just just open your hip, relax your hip, because you're going to step out with this foot. And the third thing is the direction that you're pushing. So you're pushing straight to the side. So if this foot is to here, I'm pushing straight at the camera. Yep, and try to show that the energy point is the heel of the hand. So your hand is sitting. It's not like this, it's sitting. You're pushing somebody. And the other arm is rounded in front of your body, fingertips to forearm center. Yeah. So, are there any questions about that? That's usually relatively straightforward. So let me just see you do that.
Question, you push out before you step with the left foot? Okay.
Yes. Yes. So the thing that we're doing is, there, just as I'll show the application in 5 minutes or so, but just as with single whip, you imagine that there are two opponents. There's one on each side. So the first thing you do is deal with the opponent on this side. Then you're going to step out and deal with the opponent on the other side. So there are, in fact, these are two movements with a slight pause halfway through. So let me watch you do it. So just start with your right bow stance and do the first part of it to this, ending with this push. Okay. And again. So Ronald, let me see you do it. You're starting from a push with a right foot forward. Let me see you do that one. Yep. And you're coming back from left to right. Okay. and stop. Okay. So a couple of things. So Ronald, I want you to show this movement is not a hook. That's single whip. This one is a push. This is a push. And Rogelio, I want your left arm here for us is not like this. It's like this. So it's rounded. This is essentially a ward-off shape. So let's do that one more time. So we're starting with the bow stance, between corner and straight, right leg forward, sit weight back, pull to the left, your arms roughly to the corner direction, sitting back, pushing out to the right, release your hips. So my foot is just touching here. That's looking good. Yes, very nice. Good, let's go on. So the next part, so this is in fact the transition. The next part is the fist under the elbow. And so let's practice the footwork together. So imagine that you're starting, your foot is to the, most of your weight's on the right foot. You're going to step out. This is a transition step. You're going to step one line to side, left foot to the corner. The right foot is going to come around and it's going to be parallel to the left foot. So both feet are to the corner, even though it might not look like that on your screen. Then you're going to shift your weight back, pick the left foot up and change it to a heel. So let me just show you with my little handy dandy ruler here what I mean. So we've started here. So we've done this push. I'm going to do a transition step. So this is the line to the corner, just on the other side of my heel. I'm going to just step straight here. It's not a bow step. I'm just going to step to here, shift my weight onto the left foot, bring the right foot around. So the right foot and the left foot are both pointing to the corner. I put my right foot down so that when I release my left, it's going to be ready for an empty stance here. So you can play around with how far you bring your right foot around. I'll show you what I mean. So let's do that together. So I'm on my right leg. I've done this push. I'm going to step, center line to side, shift my weight onto the left, bring this foot around. If I bring it too far around, you'll see that here I'm wide open. This is not, well, you can't actually see it, but there's a wide space between my feet. So don't come around too far. So let's try again. Standing on the right, step, center line to sides, to the corner, shift forward. Just bring the back foot parallel to the front foot, shift your weight back, pick up the front foot, heel touch. Now we'll add the arms. So we are here. Right foot, we're pushing out with the right arm, the left arm is rounded. One, I'm going to step out and connect to an opponent who's right here. So my left arm is in this ward-off shape. Two, I'm going to turn my body. You can see as my right foot moves, I'm going to rotate my left arm. I'm going to rotate my left arm as my foot moves. Now, as my weight comes back, I'm going to pull down with my left arm. As my weight comes down, pull down with the left, then heel touch and lift. Let's do that step by step a couple of times. So I'm here. One, step out, connect. Two, rotate the body, step around. I've got to a grab. Three, shift back my weight, left arm circles down. Three, change footwork to the heel and punch. Yeah, that's nice. And again. So we're here, right arm to the side, weight on the right leg. stepping out, center line to sides, connect out. This is 1. 2, rotate and step. 3, pull down, change footwork, punch. I'm going to change my direction because I just want to show you something. So I'm here, so you can't actually see my right arm. I'm going to step forward here. I'm going to rotate. So you can see that my arm, as I rotate my left arm, I'm not opening my arm. My arm is moving in space because my chest is moving. Just my arm is rotating. Now from here, I'm going to pull down a little bit to the side and then lift up in the middle. So to pull to the side and lift up in the middle. The reason for that becomes clear when I ask my beautiful assistant to come and join me. And I will hopefully be able to show you a few things. Okay, so let's just talk about the single whip movement. So if Susan comes and punches here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect here. I've got a grab here, I can bring her through. So the first thing I can do, I can just pull her all the way there. The second I can pull, she's going to stop, I can strike to the neck. This is single whip. But starting in the same way, I can just bring her in and push. So this is the push. So what we are doing here is connect, push here. So that's what we're doing in the transition. This one's, the directions are always sort of weird. Let's talk about single whip because we haven't talked about the single whip application for a while, just to refresh your memory. So if Susan strikes with the left, other left, she knows. I'm going to use my left arm and just push her out. So this is single whip. So she comes in and strikes, I deflect and strike out. This is this part of single whip. If she comes with the other arm, we do the technique we're learning today. So she's going to come with the other arm. I'm going to connect out. I'm going to grab and pull down, lift up, and then strike. So let's slow that down a little bit because I want to show you the 3 parts. So the first thing is I'm going to connect. Then I'm going to do this rotate to deflect her to my side, and I'm going to do a grab. So this is rotate and grab. That's the technique here, rotate and grab. Now, as I step with my back foot and come back, I'm going to pull her down. So from here, so I've done the grab here, I'm going to come down, and now I'm going to lift. So if we can just move slightly here, you can see that this is a wrist lock. So I'm controlling her wrist here. So I control her, and then I will punch under her rib here. So this is this movement, connect, rotate, pull down, lift. So your left arm, I want you to show this lift. Imagine you've got your opponent's wrist in your hand and you're lifting them up. The reason you're lifting it up is so that you can punch under the rib with the other arm. And I think that's enough. The thing that we're introducing here, this punch, is, for parry, block, and punch, for example, it was a straight punch. This is a sideways punch. We use this sideways punch in a number of different places just to connect to other parts of the form. So for example, so if one is strike tiger. So if Susan punches with the left arm, I'm going to deflect down and punch. So you can see this is strike tiger. This punch is very similar to this punch, but we're in a slightly different posture. Another one where we have this punch from the side is twin fists. So Susan comes with two arms. I deflect up and punch to her ears. So again, this is a punch from the side, but it's high. But technically, they're all the same technique. Okay, Susan, thank you. Are there any questions? Go ahead, Maria.
Oh, are those exercises that you showed us, were they being recorded also? I just forgot whether I see them first. They're very
So these application meanings, you mean?
right, yeah.
They are on Master Youngjin's DVD, and they're scattered through his seminars, but they're not online in one place.
So you're right, it's just the class. All right.
Yeah, yeah. If you have the DVD, you can find them, but or actually now they will be in his seminars. Yeah, because he's not selling the DVD anymore, I think. Okay, let's practice this a few times. We're running out of time. I apologize. So we're going to start with Embrace Tiger. So we're in a right bow stance. We're pushing to the back corner, almost the back corner. Sit back, wait, shift. Separate the arms, pull across. The right foot turns to the straight direction. Push back in front of your chest. Now push out with the right arm. Make sure your right elbow is down. Now step center line two sides. Connect out. That's 1. 2, as you step around, rotate your left arm. 3, shift your weight onto the left, pull down with the left. 3, change your footwork to the heel and punch. And your ending posture, your hands are either side of the line through your nose. So like here, you're not actually punching under the elbow. It's just the name of the technique. And the other thing to remember is a couple more things. I show the lifting here. And the other thing is don't have your chest too far to the corner because then it's really going to be hard to get your fist around. So your chest is a bit more than straight, less than corner to get into that position. Yeah, that looks great. That looks great. Yes. And Maria, if you can, make a fist with your right hand. Yes, just like that. Perfect. Yeah. Let's do it again. So we're in right bow stance between straight and the back corner. Fist under elbow. Shift back your weight. Separate the arms. Pull across. Arms almost to the corner. Now come back in front of your chest. Push down a little bit. Push out to the right. Look to the right. Now step center line two sides. Looking in that direction. Connect out. 1. 2. Rotate and step. 3. Shift onto the right. Pull down with the left in a circle. 4. Heel touch. Lift and punch. Yep. And that's good catch, Rogelio. It's a heel touch at the end. Yep, you got it. One more time. We're in push, right bow stance. Shift back weight, flatten palms. With body turning, separate the arms, pull the arms to the left, right foot turns to straight. Sit back onto the right, pushing out with the right arm, left fingertips to right forearm center. Step to the corner, connect out. Step around with the right foot also to the corner, arm rotates. Shifting onto the left, pull down with the right. Heel touch, make a fist, lift the left hand. You're looking over your tiger's mouth. Check that you have a nice empty stance, weight over your back foot, and looking good. Yep, that's looking very good. I wish clocks didn't run so fast. We'll continue practicing after we finish this class. So if you have more questions, just stay on and we can work further. But for now, let's just close class here. 同学们，再见。